Hello everybody, Marissa here, your relationship coach from Wild Heart Relationship Coaching. Today I'm going to share with you 5 tips for those of you who have decided to stay with your partner after cheating has occurred. Yes, it happens, and yes, people stay together. So stick around for 5 tips to help you get through this transition phase and keep you moving forward in love and life. Okay, stick around. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, like I said, this video is for those of you who have decided to work through cheating in a relationship. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but it happens. People do decide to stay together and work through it. As a matter of fact, it's quite common to when cheating happens, to kind of bond the couple together. It's really strange, but it happens. It's strange because we think, oh, this will drive us apart and create chaos. But there are those instances where this kind of opens up a new line of communication, a new bonding, so that because now that everything's out in the open, the couple feels like, okay, we can keep it real now. Okay, so if that's you, these tips are for you. Okay, and I have been in a situation myself where I decided to stay with my partner after he cheated on me. This is an ex-past lover, but it still was really hard because I received a lot of backlash from my community because I decided to stay with him. So it's not an easy thing to do, especially when we live in a culture and conditioned to think like, okay, if someone cheats on you, you leave. Like there's no thinking about it. There's no reasoning. You just go. And that some people don't decide to do that. Okay, so let's get started. So tip number 1 is to get clear about your why you're deciding to work it out, and own it. You have to own your why, because there's going to be times where you think to yourself like, why am I doing this? You know, why it's so hard. Why am I choosing to do this? And you will just have to remind yourself of your why, okay? And so a good way to maybe think about your why or develop your why and own it is to think about, what do you value in the relationship that is bigger and stronger than this mess that just happened. Okay, so think about your why, own it, and when the times get hard, remind yourself. Okay, and that kind of leads me into number 2. You have to accept that there's going to be good days and bad days. Days when it's easy and days when it's really hard. And the good days, are a reminder of why you're in this. And they can also help you see that love still remains, right? That you're still in this for a reason and that love is still there. And the hard days, the bad days are really painful, and that's when you need to be very clear with your partner that this is really hard still. And, you're going to need support from them, and you're going to need them to be able to talk about it with you when the hard days arise. Because trust me, it's going to be hard, and trust me, it will be okay. All right? And you need to have that open communication to talk about it with your partner. Number 3 is to don't overwhelm yourself with trying to make it right. This isn't your fault. Sure, you can accept responsibility where you need to accept responsibility, but this isn't your fault. So, with that said, you need to be very clear with your partner that, look, I need you to talk to me about this in a way that is supportive, in a way that validates me, in a way that does not shame or guilt trip me into thinking that this was my fault. Okay? So, for example, let's say, you're driving down the road and you know that your partner was taking his little side person to, I don't know, they go to the movies all the time. And let's say you drive by that movie theater. And so that triggers you. You need to have the support from your partner to know, that for them to know that, look, I know every time we drive by this theater, it's really hard for you. And I'm so sorry that I'm putting you through this. But we're going to get through it together. Okay, so don't overwhelm yourself with trying to make it right. In a sense, kind of give a little bit of that pressure to your partner, because they're the ones that kind of have to own up to what they did and make it right. Okay, Tip number 4 is that now that everything is out in the open, use this as an opportunity to continue open communication. Okay, so you want to establish a routine, a pattern around open communication where you can speak openly about your feelings, speak openly about what's going on internally with you, whether it has to do with the cheating or not. Okay, just create a pattern around open communication now that this is out in the open. Like I said, this can have be an opportunity to bond again. This can be an opportunity to establish new patterns in the relationship that will nurture this new kind of transition phase. Okay. And tip number 5, I should say, is to seek out a support person. Get someone on your side, someone that will support you, someone that you can talk to that maybe is not gonna judge you, that's not gonna give you a hard time about your decisions. You maybe need to be clear, like, look, I don't want your advice, I don't want you to judge me, I just want you to hold me in this space and listen to me. Okay, because that is what we need the most when we're going through something like this. It's easy to find that person, that's like, I can't believe you're staying with him. They're a cheater, once a cheater, always a cheater, blah, blah, blah. All the little conditioning around cheating, right? That they just spew at you. You don't need that. So stay away, or just don't have those kinds of conversations with people who don't support you. So seek out a support person that you can trust and that will support you the way you need to be supported. Okay, so trust me, this is a hard transition time. I know. But you can get through this together as a couple. Cheating, infidelity does not have to be the end of the relationship. It's just a matter of working through it, taking responsibility, forgiving yourself, forgiving the person, and the person also making an effort to mend things, to repair. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. Thank you for joining me. Keep living and loving.